They say if you want to test a man's character, give him power. But if you want to see his true soul, give him a way to screw over the person who built him. My name is Arthur, and for 8 years, I lived and breathed a company called Apex Logistics. I started it in a garage that smelled like oil and old coffee. I grew it into a firm clearing $7 million a year. My partner, Greg, was my best friend. Or, that's what I told myself. Last month, Greg staged a corporate coup. He used a loophole I didn't see coming and kicked me out of my own building. He gave me 1 week's severance. 1 week. For 8 years of my life. He thought he won. He thought I was broken. But Greg forgot one thing. I didn't just build the company. I built the engine that keeps it alive. And today, today is the day the engine stops. Let's go back. To understand why this matters, you have to understand the loophole. Greg was the face, the guy in the nice suits who shook hands and went to golf games. I was the ghost. I stayed in the server room. I wrote every single line of code for our proprietary routing software. But Greg handled the legal filings. I trusted him like a brother. 3 years ago, during a routine update to our bylaws, Greg slipped in a clause about active participation. He argued to the board, a board he'd been whining and dining for months. That because I spent my time coding and not in meetings. I was no longer an active member. I'll never forget the day it happened. He walked into my office. No knock. He handed me a cardboard box. He didn't even have the decency to look me in the eye. He just said, "It's just business, Artie. You've become an overhead expense." I didn't yell. I didn't throw a chair. I just packed my keyboard, my lucky mug, and my keys. I walked out in total silence. Greg thought I was defeated. What he didn't realize was that I was just counting. The first week was quiet. I sat in my apartment staring at the ceiling. I watched the company LinkedIn page. Greg was everywhere, posting photos of his new Porsche, doing interviews about modernizing the industry. He looked so satisfied. But Greg isn't a tech guy. He thinks the cloud is some magical place where data lives for free. He didn't know about the dead man's switch. In high-end software architecture, security is everything. I designed the Apex system to be a fortress. Every 30 days, the system requires a manual handshake from a specific encrypted hardware ID. It's a safety measure. If the administrator, me, doesn't verify the server integrity, the system assumes the physical hardware has been compromised. And then, it enters vault mode. Vault mode doesn't delete the data. That would be a crime. It just encrypts it. It locks every manifest, every GPS coordinate, and every billing invoice behind a wall. To unlock it, you need a physical key, a thumb drive. And that drive, it was sitting on my nightstand next to a glass of scotch. Day 25. Greg calls me. I let it go to voicemail. Day 28. A text comes in. "Hey Artie, the system is throwing an Amber Alert. How do I clear the cache?" I didn't reply. Day 29. He calls 12 times. He leaves a message. He sounds annoyed. Not worried, just annoyed. "Artie, stop being petty. Fix the server error, or I'll have the legal team look into your severance." Short pause. "Oh, Greg, you have no idea what's coming." Monday morning, 9 a.m., the busiest shipping day of the fiscal quarter. Hundreds of trucks were hitting the road across the country. Drivers were logging in to get their routes. Clients were waiting for their delivery confirmations. At exactly 9:01, the dead man's switch hit 0. Across every terminal in the country, the screens went black. Then a single line of white text appeared. Critical system error. Physical handshake required. The GPS systems died. The routing algorithms froze. The automated billing stopped. 500 trucks were effectively blind. Within an hour, the logistics of a $7 million company turned into a giant, expensive parking lot. My phone didn't just ring, it exploded. 42 missed calls, 15 voicemails. I didn't answer a single one. Instead, I went to the park. I fed the birds. I went to a 1 p.m. movie. I had popcorn. It was the most relaxing Tuesday of my life. By 4 p.m., I decided it was time. I walked into the Apex headquarters. The lobby was a war zone. People were shouting into phones. The office manager was crying. I walked straight into Greg's office. He was hunched over his desk, sweating through a $2,000 suit. He looked up, and for the first time, I saw pure terror in his eyes. "Artie," he screamed, "fix it. I don't care what it takes. I'll pay you $50,000 right now as a consultant fee. Just get the trucks moving." I sat down in his chair. I put my feet up on his desk. "50,000? I asked. "Greg, you told me I was an overhead expense, and right now, your overhead is costing you about $100,000 an hour in lost contracts." He started shaking. "What do you want?" "I want the company back," I said. "All of it. You're going to sign over your shares for the exact amount you tried to buy me out for. Pennies on the dollar. Or you could spend the next 5 years in court explaining to the investors why you let the entire infrastructure collapse because you wanted a bigger office." It took 4 hours. 4 hours of lawyers screaming over speakerphones and Greg trying to find a way out. But there was no way out. He had signed the technical specifications years ago. The dead man's switch wasn't a hack. It was a documented security feature. He just hadn't bothered to read the manual. By 8 p.m., the paperwork was signed. Greg was escorted out of the building by the same security guards he had used to kick me out 30 days prior. I walked down to the server room. The air was cool. The lights were blinking red. I pulled my keychain out. I plugged in the drive. I typed 6 words. "Administrator override, handshake accepted." The servers hummed to life. The red lights turned green. Upstairs, I heard a faint cheer break out as the monitors updated. I'm back in my office now. The garage days are over, but the coffee still tastes the same. "Greg? Last I heard, he's selling used cars 3 towns over. The moral of the story is simple. Never fire the person who knows how the world actually works. Because when the lights go out, you'll realize that leadership doesn't mean a thing. If you can't find the light switch, what would you have done? Was I too cold? Or did Greg get exactly what he deserved? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. I'm Arthur. Thanks for listening.